In this video, we will explain the basic concepts that motivate the use of a PAM, list the steps involved in the authentication process, use and modify PAM configuration files, know how to interpret PAM rules and create new ones, apply LDAP to use and administer distributed directory services over the network. Let's begin. Pluggable authentication modules, PAM. Historically, authentication of users was performed individually by individual applications, i.e. SU, login, and SSH, would each authenticate and establish user accounts independently of each other. Most modern Linux applications have been written or rewritten to exploit PAM so that authentication can be done in one uniform way. Using libpam, this library of modules provides enormous flexibility and consistency with respect to authentication, password, session, and account services. PAM incorporates the following concepts: PAM-aware applications, configuration files in etc pam.d, PAM modules in the libpam star libraries, which can be found in different locations depending on the Linux distribution. Each PAM-aware application or service may be configured with respect to PAM by individual configuration file in etc pam.d. Authentication and configuration files. Several steps are involved in authentication. A user invokes the PAM-aware application such as login, SSH, or SU. The application calls libpam. The library checks for files in etc pam.d. This delineates which PAM modules to invoke, including system auth. Each referenced module is executed in accordance with the rules of the relevant configuration file for that application. Each file in etc pam.d corresponds to a service, and each non-command line in a file specifies a rule. The rule is formatted as a list of space-separated tokens, the first two of which are case insensitive, right? Have a type control, module path, module arguments. As an example, the screenshot here, PAM rules. The module type controls the steps of the authentication process. Auth instructs the application to prompt the user for identification, username, password, etc. May set credentials and grant privileges. Account checks on aspects of the user's account, such as password aging, access control, etc. Password responsible for updating the user authentication token, usually a password. Session used to provide functions before and after the session is established, such as setting up environment, logging, etc. The control flag controls how the success or failure of a module affects the overall authentication process. Required must return success for the service to be granted. If a part of the stack, all other modules are still executed. Application is not told which module or modules failed. Requisite, same as required, except a failure in any module terminates the stack and the return status is sent to the application. Optional, a module is not required. If it is the only module, then its return status to application may cause failure. Sufficient. If this module succeeds, then no subsequent modules in the stack are executed. If it fails, then it doesn't necessarily cause the stack to fail, unless it is the only one in the stack. There is also the PAM module, which is located in lib64 security, and it is any module name with parameters. Other control flags are included in the substack. LDAP authentication. The lightweight directory access protocol, LDAP, is an industry standard protocol for using and administering distributed directory services over the network, and is meant to be both open and vendor neutral. When using LDAP for centralized authentication, each system or client connects to a centralized LDAP server for user authentication. Using transport layer security, TLS, makes it a secure option and is recommended. LDAP uses PAM and system configure authentication, or auth configure TUI. One has to specify the server, search base at the end, domain name, and the TLS. Also required is the OpenLAN LDAP dash clients, PAM LDAP, and NS as PAM LDAP D. When you configure your system for LDAP authentication, 5 files are changed. You can see those 5 files on the screen. You can edit these files manually or use one of the utility programs available. Use the system configure authentication or auth configure to it. Okay, this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.